Alright, we're going to be using the prototype pattern to build this today. So it's just a bunch of circles bouncing around the screen, but if we restart it, we can see how the prototype pattern is helping in this. So whenever a circle hits the wall, it clones itself and creates a new circle. So we're going to be using the prototype pattern to do this. Okay, so here's the code. The prototype pattern is really simple. It's just an interface called prototype with a clone function that returns a prototype. And so this is just used for copying objects of a certain class that implements prototype. So in our case, we have the circle class, which has a position and velocity, and it implements the prototype interface. So it has to implement clone. And so clone is just going to create a copy of this circle object. And so what it does is creates the new object, and then it copies over the data from this circle to the new circle. So it copies over the position stuff and velocity stuff, and then it returns the new copy. And so that's what the prototype pattern is used for. It's just used for making clones. And so we have this circle class, and we're using it in the client code. So we have a custom component here. And so what we're doing is we're creating our circle. So you pass it in through the input thing. I forget what it's called. But here's our circle object with all the data. And then we have this x bounce function and y bounce. So this just checks if it bounced off one of the side walls, and this just checks if it bounced off the floor or ceiling. And so then we have this function called frame. So this is just practically moving or doing one round of this loop that we have. So first of all, we move the circle according to whatever its velocities are, and then we check if it bounced, and if it bounced on either one, then we just do this stuff and basically send out a signal that it just bounced. And so this is just a loop. So we're doing set interval, which just does this stuff every so often. And so that every so often is just 1 millisecond here. So the clock speed. Okay, so whenever it bounces, it sends out a signal through this event emitter, and we catch that over here, right here. And so whenever that happens, we just call this function. And so that function, what it does is, first of all, it uses the prototype stuff and makes a clone of that circle that just bounced. And then we change the velocities a little bit using this stuff, not very important. And then we just push that new circle into the array of circles. And so we see a new circle on the screen. That's what's happening. So I'll show you that one more time. Okay, so every time a circle hits the wall, it's going to clone itself with a different different velocity for the x and y velocities. And so that's why you get circles going different speeds and different directions. So anyways, that's it. That's the prototype pattern. Pretty simple. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.